can see Ron's Hawaiian shirt from the whole room. Love it. All right, awesome. So we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for coming. Again, hope you guys enjoy the mimosas. Please have multiple because otherwise I have to drink the rest. Well, I'm going to make Lauren drink most of it. But anyway, it's so nice to actually be back in person teaching a class. Feels super weird. I'm actually weirdly nervous. And then those of you guys in Zoom world, if you have a question, please feel free. If you raise your hand on Zoom, I'll make sure to get to you or just drop it in the chat. We'll also try to repeat any questions that are asked in the room. I'll just repeat them so the Zoom people can hear them okay. We're hoping to get a 360 camera soon, so that way we won't have to do all that clunky stuff. But yeah, today we're going to talk about social media. Who's excited? And everyone cheered. Standing ovation. Yes. Okay. So how many of you guys absolutely hate going on your social media accounts? Okay. Why do we hate going on social media?
It's overwhelming.
Yes, overwhelming. That's a great way to put it. What other reasons? Lots of junk, yes. And really cute puppy videos and kitten videos if you're into that. But yeah, so it can be very distracting. It can be very overwhelming. But the cool thing about social media is that it's a phenomenal tool for you guys to get in front of people. Because as much as we all hate social media, we're all on social media, right? So the importance of having social media in this industry, I can't stress it enough. I'm not asking you guys to like make it your primary, marketing strategy, but it's definitely important for you guys to at least have the profile set up. One of the number one questions that I'm asked, oh, it's okay. One of the number one questions that I'm asked.
Here, do you want me to, you got it?
Don't worry, Zoom people. It's just Lisa. If you know Lisa, she just got to find the mute button. It's all good. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. One of the number one questions that I get asked from new agents that have been around for a while, really everybody at all levels, why do I need an Instagram business page if I have a personal profile? And why do I need a Facebook business page if I have a personal profile? So just so you guys understand, there is a difference, especially when it comes to SEO. So SEO, search engine optimization, if you guys Google yourselves, which if you Google yourselves, make sure you're throwing realtor in there so you get anything that's real estate specific. So Lisa Caffey, realtor. Hopefully what we want to come up on that first page is going to be your Google business page, which if you don't have one, we're going to table that and talk about that later. That's very important. And then Facebook business and your Zillow are usually the three things that come up. Now, Facebook business, if you had a personal profile, people cannot leave you reviews. They cannot see your location for if you have an office where you're located. And they also are going to have a harder time contacting you. It's more of a message versus, if they have your personal contact information, that's one way of doing it. But if you want to get new leads from people that don't have that information, the business page is the way to go. Also, when you have a Google business page, it will pull up any online reviews as well as Google reviews. So you're killing two birds with one stone there. Instagram business. So this is a recent change, which Lauren, our algorithm expert, is going to get into all this stuff. But one of the changes that happened recently with Instagram, it does now factor into your Google SEO just to have a business profile. Now, when we talk about SEO and all that, someone's making money off of somebody and that's why they're doing it. So just know that the relationship between Google and YouTube, obviously they're owned by the same people. That's a big one. Facebook and Instagram are also owned by the same people. So those are the big accounts that you want to have. Do you guys have any questions for clarification as far as why you need Instagram business and Facebook business? Or are we all on the same page? Okay. Who does not have an Instagram business or Facebook business? We're not shaming you, just okay. Cool.
I never looked at setting that up.
Okay.
Super easy to switch too.
Yes. So the cool thing about Instagram, more so than Facebook, Instagram, to create a business page, you literally are just switching the type of profile. So you're actually replacing the personal with the business. And sometimes people get funny about that. The reason why you want to do that rather than create a whole nother Instagram account just for business is because all those followers you worked so hard to get, you'd have to get them again. And then it's even harder to try to get them that second time. See, Money, I left you a little champagne in that other one if you want some. Yep, special request. Okay, so,
Here you go.
so yes, super important to not create a new one. Just switch your current Instagram personal profile into that business account. And that can be done in your settings. Also, if you have a really difficult time, obviously Lauren and I can do that for you. And I suggest, as far as the name of your account, that's a great time to change the name of it if it's something more personal. If you have your birth year or really any numbers in there, just get those out. It's funny, I had to convince Mark to not tell everyone the year he was born in on his Instagram page. It was like Mark Dilworth 60 something. I won't give away his age, but yes, so don't put that in there. Just make it your name, realtor, or even just your name. That's fine. That's sufficient. Okay. Because again, when people are trying to find you that were either referred to you or they don't necessarily know you, your name is going to be the biggest part of that search. Okay. As far as Facebook business, creating one, again, is not difficult, definitely more steps than Instagram. So on Facebook, you would just log into your personal profile. Do not create a totally separate login to create your Facebook business page. I've had several agents do this and wonder why they've got like 5 different pages that somehow just appeared and it was this whole thing. Okay. So when you create, oh, well, maybe, sorry, Carol might've drank it. I don't know. Sorry. So when you create, there might be some in the fridge you can steal. Yeah. Sorry, squirrel moment. Okay, so for Facebook business page, if you guys, you want to create it from your personal profile. That's also because when it comes down to inviting your friends to like your business, it's going to pull those people that are already friends with you and know you from your Facebook profile. Okay, so you got Facebook profile, Facebook business. So you're creating the business from your profile. You following? Okay. It's very important when you set it up to make sure you invite all of your friends. And then as far as posting goes, once everything's created, how I typically suggest posting, you're going to want to post from Instagram to Facebook. So you post from your business Instagram directly to your business Facebook. This is because Facebook owns Instagram. So when you post that way, then Facebook is going to accelerate that post to be viewed by more people because they get paid twice. Yes.
I came in a few minutes late. Did I just miss how to make a business account on Instagram?
Yeah, it's not super difficult, but basically you just go in and switch the type of profile in your settings. Yes. So, yep.
So for Instagram, it's going to be your personal and your business?
Great question. So Lori, for Zoom people, Lori just asked for Instagram, is it going to be your personal and your business? So here's the thing. We are replacing the Instagram personal with the business. Now, when we get into what to post, basically things that you would post on your personal Instagram are still, majority of the time, things that you should be posting on your business Instagram. People do not go to social media to know your resume. They go to social media because they want to know you as a person and if they like you. Okay. Unfortunately, there's a like button that then they get to actually click to say they like you or not. Yes.
Is there a way to merge them?
Merge.
Separate Instagrams, just because I had already done.
Gotcha. Merging Instagram accounts. I don't think there's a way to merge them. You'd have to delete one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically just make my regular profile my business now.
That's my suggestion. Yeah.
Whichever
Yeah,
has
Lori.
the more followers, I would say.
Yeah.
So you don't have to start all over.
So when I post on my business page, that only will go to the people that have liked it, correct?
Correct. So Lori's asking if you post on your business page, it will only be seen by people that have liked it. That is true. So that comes to part 2 of my strategy of posting. So when you're posting from Instagram, from business Instagram to business Facebook, then some of the posts that are more of personal posts, okay, those can then be shared to your personal Facebook profile. So that way, if they don't already like your page, the people that are friends with you will see it and they will see you have a business page that they potentially haven't liked yet. So it's then just constantly promoting them to like that business page. So does that make sense?
But you have to do that. You have to
It manually, you have to do that. Yes. So you would post on Instagram, that automatically goes to Facebook. Then you just log into Facebook real quick, share to your personal profile. That would be the best way of posting as far as just regular post.
So if you're on Instagram,
You post to your business Instagram, it feeds to your business Facebook automatically. You log into
You
Facebook
do
real
have
quick.
to connect it,
Yes, you do have to connect it the
So-
first time.
but it should prompt you to do that.
The first time you post, okay, so if you have a personal Instagram and you change it to business and you make a post,
Yes.
it's gonna prompt you to connect it.
Yes.
Automatically go to your Facebook.
Yep. And
Yep.
then after that, it'll stay there. And then at the bottom, when you're right about to hit that post button on Instagram, you'll see a bunch, well, probably not for you guys. You'll just have your accounts on there. And then at the bottom section, it'll say Facebook, and you can just switch that button to post to your Facebook. But after you switch it once, it'll then prompt you again to say, do you want this to be on forever? So then it'll just automatically do it for you.
Yes. If you want to skip all of the hassle, that is a service that we offer too. We do all of the setup for your Facebook business and your Facebook business as well. So we do that for you. Yeah, Lori?
one more thing. So when you're in your Instagram, how do you know in the settings, or how do you know if you're in your personal or in your business?
So how you would know if you're in your personal or business when you go into Instagram, go to your settings, and it'll say switch to professional account or switch to personal account. So then that's how it indicates.
Should be on professional.
You want it to be a professional account. Yes. Okay, so kind of the intro, okay? So how we suggest posting and as far as the importance of social media. So I kind of want to get into some of the algorithm stuff, but also I know that this is kind of like up here, like even above me. So, so what we're gonna do is, so when she starts talking about Instagram algorithms, basically what that means is what is the most effective way of getting people to see the information you're posting. So that could be type of post, that could be how you're posting, the frequency. So she's gonna get into a couple categories and just to kind of help you guys through that and make that easier, I think I'm just gonna write some of the bullet points here, the categories, and then we can dive in deeper to those, okay? If you guys get lost at any point, Zoom people, in-class people, just raise your hand or on Zoom, throw it in the chat and we'll get to it, okay? So I'm gonna pass it to Lauren.
Okay, so, and I'm also going to talk kind of about how the algorithms work and they change. So this is
All the
something-
time they
yeah,
change.
Like I just updated, when I did this, when I like wrote all my notes for it, I checked it this morning and it was like, this all changes. And you can update that. It's really easy just to look at the algorithms. There's a lot of big words that they like to use to confuse you. Even me, I'm like, I have no idea what that means or why I need to even bother with that.
So then we Google it.
So then we Google it. But the important thing about algorithms is what they're doing. Instagram, Facebook, they're both businesses. So their main goal is to get you on their app for as long as possible. It sucks to think that way, and it sucks that we have to, as a business, push these things, but they're getting your name out there. They're getting you visibility through so many different things. So there's kind of 5 different main topics that algorithms talk about. So that's interest, relationships, timeliness, frequency, following, and then usage.
Okay, I gotta catch up. Interest, relationships,
Timeliness,
timeliness, frequency.
following, and then usage.
Okay, got it.
So I'll just do a quick kind of overlap of each one. And I'm not like Megan, so I can't remember all of this. I know. What the heck? This is
What?
crazy.
You saying I'm old? Wow.
Barely.
Throwing it down.
I mean,
No mimosas for Terry. You're cut off. No mimosas for you.
Hey, I just say you to do my social media. That really is easiest.
That's fair. She's not a plant. She's not a plant.
yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so starting with interest. When you open your Instagram, you're going to see people that you know, right? You're going to see people that you like a lot, interact with a lot. And when I mean interact, that means liking their photos, commenting, sharing, all that kind of stuff. And when I say Instagram, I mean Instagram and Facebook. I just say Instagram because it's easier. So Instagram has carefully curated that feed for you, right? Because they want you to see what your friends are doing. They want to see what kind of stuff they're doing. They want to see like the fake lives because it's real.
And they also want to
And
sell
so-
you things. So like when you guys
Exactly.
get the targeted ad that you're like, oh my gosh, Siri's listening to me. She totally is.
Yeah.
Oh, I have
I've gone down that
Yes.
rabbit hole.
I have
so
absolutely
many
bought
times.
lots of things from Instagram.
It's bad. But so really that's kind of what the interest thing is. So it's telling you, it's giving you exactly what you want, or it's what it's trying. It's what you yes, exactly.
yeah.
And it's changing, it's updating, all that kind of stuff based on what you do. I know it's kind of Big Brother-esque, but
That's the world we're in.
right.
So what that means is when y'all are posting, think about what you post, the interest that serves is what that's going to end up in those people's feeds. So who normally is interested in listing posts and real estate posts? Realtors. Realtors. If people are buying houses, they're going to go to Zillow. Okay. They're not on Instagram. Like, it's still great to share your accomplishments. Absolutely. It gives you credibility with your customers. I don't mean don't post those things. I'm saying that is not the only thing that you should be posting, because otherwise the people that are interested in those things are the only ones seeing it, most likely your peers. So we'll get to diversifying your content later. But anyway, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Continue. Yes.
So next we're relationships, and Instagram, the algorithm is going to like make connections between you and your followers, or between your followers and you. They're going to look at the interactions that you've had when you're putting it up to your story, because like when you put it up to your story, you can do a this or that, or you can do a questionnaire. It's going to remember all of those people that you're interacting with. And it's going to, when you go on your feed, it's going to show you, like when I always like my mom's pictures, right? So whenever she posts, it's like the first thing that comes on my Instagram. So they want you to interact, and you want to interact with other people, because then that's showing Instagram's algorithm, or their background thing, that you're a real person. You're making these interactions with other real people. Because that's what kills Instagram, is if you're posting the same stuff or never liking something, they're going to think that you're a bot, or that you're just a ghost follower is another term, that you're just not doing anything, and then they're not going to show you what you want to see, and they're also not going to put you in front of other people's faces.
So what that means for you guys, what that translates to is that at least for 5 minutes a day, I know it can be a rabbit hole, 5 minutes, block 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, or maybe it's while you're watching TV, whatever, and block that time, stick to that time, and interact with posts, whether it's saving posts, liking posts, or commenting on posts. Again, time blocking for that is huge, because it can become a time suck for sure. Also, you don't want to get sucked into all of the drama that is social media. So use it as if it's database management. Okay. Think about it from that perspective.
So next is timeliness, and this kind of has two different aspects to it that I'm going to talk about. So another way how the algorithm works, or just in general, I'm on my phone, I'm on Instagram, scrolling through Instagram when I wake up at like 8, right? So high school kids are on their Instagram scrolling around 7:30 when they're getting ready for school, about to head to school, in the car on their way to school. Stay-at-home moms are on like their Facebook and Instagram 9 at night. So you got to pay attention to who's following you. That's when you should post, right? Because you want people to be on there when you're posting, and you want that interaction. You want that best possible chance for you to get as much interaction as you can with your post, because then that will show Instagram that a lot of people are interacting, and it'll help you get to the front of everyone else's feeds, which is ultimately what you want. You want people seeing you right away, seeing what you're doing. And that's why, like, real estate stuff, you got to do that personal stuff. Everyone loves personal stuff.
Yes.
Like everyone wants to see you hanging out with your dog at the park, or like
people love
hanging out with
dogs,
your
they love
kids.
babies. But then too, what I was going to say, if you're trying to figure out, okay, who is following me other than just let me look at my list, most likely the people that are following you are like you, because you are going to attract people in your sphere that are into the same interests as you. So whether it's working out, whether it's tennis, those are the 2 people I found first, whether it's shopping, whatever it is that you are interested in, those types of people are going to most likely be in your sphere because that's who you're attracting, right? So when you're thinking about, okay, well, when am I supposed to post? When are you on naturally? So maybe you are a mom with kids. Well, a lot of moms with kids probably follow you. So then when does a mom have time to post? Basically never, but probably at like 10 o'clock at night, right? So what? Oh, okay. Well, we're just going to censor that out. Let's just like cut that out.
I mean, think when you're on the toilet. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
So
scrolling
C
through
Money is
Instagram.
suggesting to those in Zoom world, while you're on the toilet, posting. I don't necessarily suggest that. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to write it back in. Okay, so yeah, when you're thinking of when is the best time to post, most likely think about people in your sphere are most likely like you. So when would you be on there looking at posts? Okay, sorry, continue.
So the other thing about timeliness is just pay attention to how much interaction you're getting. And after a certain amount of time, after like 5, I think 6 hours is Instagram's general thing. You're just not going to get as many likes. It's just not going to be at the top of everyone's feed. And this actually came out a couple of years ago. Instagram and Facebook now don't do chronological feeds. They used to do just when people would post it. And now they do, because of the algorithms, who you're most likely to interact with.
So that's why you see like 10 posts from the same person and it's like 3 days ago, 5 days ago, you're like, oh, whoa, that one threw me for a loop the first time I noticed that.
And
so basically, rather than organizing someone's feed, so you're on your home feed and you're scrolling, it's not in chronological order anymore. It's not most recent posts on top.
right.
What happens is their analytics are determining who you're most interested in. So let's just say you're stalking, this customer that you had. Most likely you're going to see 5 posts from them, all from maybe 3 days ago, 5 days ago, 2 days ago. So just keep that in mind. Like if you're trying to interact with some posts, I guess that's more of a millennial or like Gen Z thing of like it being creepy that people post on stuff from like 10 days ago.
I know.
That's more of our generation. But so just keep that in mind. Like you look to see under the post how far away, how long ago that was posted.
So if I'm seeing someone's feed come through, and let's say she's getting ready to have a baby, old customer.
Okay.
True story. So, and if I want her to start looking at,
I feel like this is a long question, so hold on.
if I want her to start looking at my post, does that mean I would ask her a question like, how many more days do you have left? That would require an answer, and that way she would be interacting with my post.
So that's a great question. Basically, what you're asking is, what's the most effective way of commenting to get interaction or engagement? Asking questions are huge. So let's just say someone posts a baby. Then you would comment and say, oh my gosh, your baby's so cute. Well, that's not getting them to then interact with you. So what you could do is say, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. How old is she? Unless it's in the post. Make sure you read the post. But think of a question to ask, or like a dog. Okay. Oh, that's such a cute puppy. What kind of dog is she? Where did you get her? So make sure you're asking questions. That's a great point, to try to get them to reply back to you. Because again, that's going to promote engagement, meaning they're interested in you, you're interested in them. So then Instagram's going to put your posts in their feed and vice versa.
One more quick one.
One more quick one.
So on Instagram, when you look at someone's story, you can't really go into the comment section, but you can write a comment that goes to them privately. Does that still count as an algorithm?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
that's engagement. That's a huge one. That's a big one.
It is.
Even like what I do this a lot. Instead of like actually writing a comment, you can just like their story, and that like right next to the comment button, you'll see like a heart, like a little heart. And then you just click that. I do that with so many people. It's bad. But because it looks like I'm DMing all of these people, but you're actually just liking what they're saying.
So DMing, for those
direct message.
DM. That's a,
Sorry.
oh, I didn't know that one. So I know. Why can't it just be messaging?
Right.
I feel like a lot of pop
No,
artists.
I didn't even know what
use
P
DMs
meant. I was
now.
like, wait, is this something different that I didn't know?
That's Lizzo's
Well,
fault,
it is.
so.
It is. Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So yes, great question. Engagement, commenting on stories, getting to ask questions, getting them to respond, all things that are going to promote both your relationships and interest for sure. So that's going to, be two birds. But anyway, if you want to.
And I'll talk more about stories and reels and all the different kinds of stuff that you can do on Instagram.
Reels, they're
and
so
Facebook.
real.
They're so fun. So then the next thing would be frequency, and this is another really important thing. Instagram, another thing with their algorithm that makes sense just because they don't want to promote people who aren't posting, who are posting once every 2 months, or like me, who used to post once a year. You just don't you need to be consistent. That's how you're going to grow your followers. That's going to grow your relationships, people being interested in you. You've got to post consistently. Even if it's like simple, quick stuff and just throwing it up on your story, like you're out for dinner and I know, dinner pics or
doesn't have to be
camera
at
eats
food
before
people.
you do,
It can be at
but,
the pretty
like,
bar and the scenery. Okay.
just whatever. Like if you're doing something fun, if you're at the beach, like Red Day yesterday, you just throw that up on your Instagram and you're like, had so much fun, tag Keller Williams, and just it can really be simple stuff like that.
Yeah.
That takes
Well,
2 minutes.
And let me just say, we all laugh about the food pictures and how silly some of it feels to be posting this stuff. Why does anyone care what I'm doing, right? Well, last year, 2020, we all went through a huge separation, right? Social interaction, zero. All it was digital and virtual. So now, if you think about it, a lot of people last year were depending on interaction through different types of medias like that. So as silly as it seems to be, oh, let me just post this, whether it's something inspirational, whether it's like, hey, I tried this restaurant, then they might want to try it because they see you're having a great time. So don't think of it as, oh, it's all me, 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 me. Think about you could potentially be offering a suggestion or something fun to somebody else. Or maybe you make them smile because you post a funny puppy video. Ron, we need more puppy videos.
Yes.
So, don't think about it in a way of, oh my gosh, I feel weird like sharing my life with people. Vulnerability is what increases connection. Okay? Yes, Terry.
I'll just tell you, last summer.
Oh, wait.
Last summer, I
would post this or that. I went clamming or whatever you call it, scalloping and steam
Yeah.
hatching. Posted pictures on the boat. Little bit of interaction. Well, I posted pictures of the food we cooked with the scallops that night. The interaction was off the charts.
Everybody loves food, y'all.
Everyone
Everyone
needs
if it's
it.
food you're cooking, and send me the recipe. Send me the recipe. What's in that? Blah, blah. It was amazing. I couldn't believe how many likes and hits and comments it got. So food works.
Well,
Yep.
and recently I just did a post for Terry's Instagram, and it was just tagging local favorites or restaurants or anything that's just fun stuff, like places that you like to go that you would actually recommend, tagging them and being like, hey, this is who I like, or who's your favorite? This is who I like, kind of a thing. And you get interaction. People want to tell you
They
what
love
their
talking about.
opinion is.
Yep.
So it's so important to do that.
Okay, so this is just for confirmation.
Yeah.
So when you post something on the way you set me up, my Instagram, my Facebook, if I go to Instagram first and I post there, it's going to post on Facebook for me.
Yes. So the first time, if we're setting it up, we always connect the accounts, but the first time you might just have to click the toggle button.
The toggle button.
Yeah.
So all of the times that I've seen people post something on Facebook and then I go on Instagram and they're on Instagram as well. They didn't do that. I kept thinking, what? They had
No.
so much time.
No,
they're
it's-
going.
It's an automatic thing.
No, automatic.
Is that only for your business page though?
Nope, it's personal too.
Well, if you
I
have,
Instagram into a business to get it to post to my business.
Yeah.
To your business Facebook. Yes,
Yes.
it would
I
have
gotta
to.
get it from my business into my personal.
correct, well, sort of. So what we suggest, do the business Instagram to business Facebook.
Right.
When you switch from a personal Instagram to a business Instagram, all those followers that were your personal followers stay with you. So at least we know, like, they didn't have to opt in, they didn't have to like it like on Facebook. So then we share that to the business Facebook. Then you do manually have to share it to personal, which it is clunky, but at the same time, you're also then promoting your business page. So it's a good
So
thing.
you just say share to timeline.
Yes, share to
Mhm.
timeline. And Bonnie has a question. Yep.
Yeah, I have
pretty good bit of Facebook followers, but very few Instagram. When you set up, can you switch your followers from one to the other, or do you have to go through and try to follow everyone?
So that's a good question. When you first create your account, it will suggest Facebook friends to you. But then once it's created, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because it might have changed, the most effective way is to follow, just go search for those people, follow them, and then they will follow you back. Yep. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, follow you back.
Because it like sends a message to them, right? Does it say like follow back or something?
Yes, it allows
It'll
them to do
automatically
that.
prompt
Yep.
to follow back if they accept it. So yeah, any more questions on that?
Looks like we have something in chat. Hold on. Cheryl, if you already have your personal Facebook hooked up to your Instagram account, how do you also get business Facebook account linked? So what you would do, Cheryl, is you're going to change the type of Instagram account first, then that will force you to then connect to a business Facebook account. Does that make sense? Does that answer? Okay. Okay.
What was your question?
Okay, so I'm sure I've asked this before. How do you get followers?
Is that one of you? Are we skipping ahead, or are you want to get
Not
to that?
necessarily. Getting followers is kind of
Wait a minute, that was
all
our
of
next
this.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next one is following, and it's just Instagram will take into account who you're following, who those people are following, and like that's where you get your mutual. Like you see, whenever you look at somebody's Instagram, right under it'll say you have 47 mutual followers. So that could be a friend, it could be whoever, it could be one of your coworkers. So the biggest way to get followers is to follow people. That would be my first thing, but that way of getting followers can be really dangerous for your Instagram, because if you're just following everyone that you see, you're not having those interactions with them. You want people who are going to interact with you. You want people who are interested in what you're doing or who are similar to you, and you follow them, and then they most likely will follow you back.
If I could make a suggestion. So for our Thrive account, that was a brand new account. I had to basically start at zero because as far as like, I just had to start following the realtors and all that stuff, building it up from the ground. And what I would do, so for us, I went to Keller Williams Jack's Beach, and every realtor that followed, I followed them. Then I also went to my personal, and all of my friends and family, I went and followed them because I know that they are going to support me in what I do and that they're going to interact with me. Then, which it's funny, her mom comments on like everything. I love it. But then too, I then found some realtors that are very influential. I went to theirs, and I went to who's following them, and I followed those people. So all of that took me under 15 minutes. So it's really not a time consuming thing. It's a tedious thing. So again, one night where you're like, I just want to do something brainless, like watch TV, sit there, open your Instagram, and go to some of those key clients, or customers that you guys have that are influential, or maybe they're like the leader of some board, or they, whatever. Go to those people's accounts and just start following those people. As far as like social media in and of itself, it's kind of just creepy, altogether. But no, I wouldn't worry about being creepy. If they are on Instagram and they want their stuff to be private, they will have a private account.
Right. Yeah.
So they're not going to think you're creepy. So
they do have to accept it. Whereas if you're a public account, you'll just automatically follow them. If they're private, they will have to say you've been accepted, and then they can follow you back or whatever.
Now, if you're looking through their accounts and you see one that's named something very strange or potentially inappropriate, do not follow it.
Yes.
There are people that will follow your account hoping you follow them back, and then you're going to get a bunch of spam. So just how to tell that: do they have a profile picture? Does it look like a normal profile picture? And the name of the account. Those are some ways.
And then kind of to lead off of that, no matter what you do, and I tell this to everyone, do not buy followers.
Do not buy followers.
If you take one thing, don't buy followers. It ruins your Instagram. And the only way to get rid of those followers after you've done that, you have to go in and unfollow them.
Yeah.
Like it's really bad because they're what's called ghost followers. It shows that you have like 10,000 followers, but you get 7 likes on one picture.
If you guys want to see an example of this, we can pull up some examples, but I want to make sure we get through everything. So maybe at
Yes.
the end, but how you can tell this, maybe you see a realtor that has over 10,000 followers. Look to see how many people actually liked their photo. If it's under 10, then most likely they bought followers. There is some great examples there's one realtor in particular who, she's awesome. She, I think, is out of the Southside office, genuinely has that many followers. It's like, how many followers?
We've looked.
We researched this because I didn't believe it.
We were like, what is this? Like, how is she doing this?
Yeah, and we'll pull up her account too, and we can kind of see some of the things that she's doing, but legitimately gets 500 likes on every picture at least. So that means it's a genuine follow. It's not a bunch of ghost followers, which clearly we know that algorithms don't want you to be a ghost follower, and they don't like when you buy ghost followers. So anyway, yes, continue.
Last one's really simple. It's usage, very similar to frequency. It's just how long you're on there, what you're doing while you're on there. Instagram takes notice. I know I don't like it either, but it's just important because they want you on there and they want you interacting with other people. That's going to be one of the main things to get your feed on other people's feed. Just showing people that you're liking, that you're commenting. Instagram's like button is a lot less
Effective
now.
as far as algorithms are
Right.
concerned.
The big thing right now is commenting and then saving, which is on the right-hand side, that little like tag thing. I don't know why, Instagram loves when you save. And I save.
That's because you're going to revisit it.
Right. So when you save a post, there's a way where you can go into your Instagram if you go to your profile, and then the 3 dashes at the top, and then in that menu it'll say saved. I save like a bunch of like cooking stuff.
Well, I have a bunch of like workout tutorials
Right,
on mine.
right, or like just
That's a great question. So
Yeah,
when there's a little tag that it looks like a tag. It's like
yes,
yes.
yes.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah,
a bookmark.
That was a good way.
I'm a horrible artist. But yeah, so it looks like a bookmark. If you save it and you go into your profile and go to your settings, there is a saved category where you see all of your saved posts. Now, where that translates to you guys, if the goal is to get people to comment and save, comment means ask questions. Try to get them to interact.
If you go to your profile, which I'm in right now.
Here.
Go on your phone. Go on your phone.
I'll go on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, mobile
And I can show
Instagram
you
looks
what it
very
looks
different
like.
from the program.
It's right there.
Because I set
So
it up to
this-
personal and it.
Right.
Right.
So when you
That's-
hit that,
Right.
it'll go. Here's your profile. Oh. So then you can go.
Okay.
You go up here, and then you hit save.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
Yep. Okay. And if you guys need help finding
So
it, we
in-
can circle back too.
Really, what the saved button means is that you're putting content out there that people are interested in. And that's really what the goal.
Well, and not only interested in it, but they want to go back and look at it. So does anybody have ideas? Like as a realtor, what are some things we can post that they're going to want to go back and remember?
So like those keeping current matters articles, those kinds of things.
Keeping
that are
current
given,
matters. Yeah.
like, you know, how to sell your house quickly. for
I'll say
less money.
checklists. Well, listings, I would say realtors would save more than customers would save because they'll be saving on Zillow. So, but things that they would want to save would be maybe you do top 3 new restaurants in Jacksonville. Like, oh, heck yeah, I want to remember that when I can't remember what I want to eat on Friday night, and I'm going to go back to that. Or like lists, suggestions, helpful tips. Those are all things that they are going to want to circle back and look at. So that also could be, if we're going real estate subject matter, would be 3 things to know buying or making an offer in this market. Okay. Also, it is sort of strategic to leave certain things out. So some people are like, oh, I need to get everything in this post, every little detail. No, because then they're not asking you any questions. So like if you're posting a listing, even like, let's just say we want to get interaction, even from a realtor still is good for you, right? So leave out the price. That's like the number one thing. I know you hate it, but it works.
Right.
So
They're gonna ask.
yes, they're gonna ask, or leave out. I'm trying to think what else you can leave out. You could leave out the address. If you want to put the price in, leave out the address because then they're gonna ask you where is that located, right?
So Heather Jones does that. She's a stager. She never puts the address in there.
Yeah.
What's the address? Everybody is. What's the address?
Yes, you're the
Yep,
best.
Heather Jones. She's smart. Yes.
She didn't
Yes.
even take your class. and she
I
did
know
that.
she's 5 steps ahead.
Oh my gosh, I know.
This is why we have mimosas, people. You're activating a different part of your brain. I am out of champagne. I apologize. Okay, hold on. There's still mimosas in there. Okay, whatever.
All right.
Okay, back to what we're talking about. Okay, so just to wrap up, I want to wrap up this before we move on to types of posts like reels and stories and that kind of thing. So takeaways, if you're taking notes, Zoom world, in class world, write this down. So for interest, the types of posts matter. So not just real estate, okay? Because you want to target different interests other than just real estate, or else every 7 years you might get somebody interested, right? Relationships. Time block for interaction. Time block 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, or 10 minutes during your lunch. That's 30 minutes a day, and that is considered database management, okay? Go from that perspective, not a personal perspective of getting distracted about, oh, look at that recipe, look at that dog, look at, oh my gosh, so-and-so, okay?
Even though that definitely happens, you should feel
Definitely
bad about
happens.
it.
You can still interact, but make sure you're looking at this more as database management, okay? Timeliness. Who's following posts then? So just think about who's in your sphere, when are they actually going to be on their phones? For realtors, it's so funny. When I'm posting for realtors, oh, okay, hold on, we'll get to your question. If I'm posting hoping realtors see my posts, you guys are crazy. Like y'all are like all over the place. It's so hard to figure out when you're actually on your phones because I feel like it's kind of all the time, but then not all the time. So legitimately, like 3 o'clock, if you don't know when to post, 3 o'clock and lunchtime. Lunchtime, people are taking a break. They're on their phones. 3 o'clock, everyone's glucose levels drop. They get tired. So that's usually when they're like, okay, I'm bored, need a break, and they go on their phone or get a piece of chocolate from Kevin. That's what I do. Yes.
I don't know if this is good, but the insights that Instagram to do.
Yep.
Yep.
Is that actually like useful? Like if the person knows windows, does it actually work?
So it depends on what demographic.
Just repeat her
you're
question real
looking
quick.
at.
So
Oh,
insights, do insights
sorry.
actually help on Instagram when figuring out when to post and those types of things?
it just depends on the demographic. Yes, I would normally say like when I handled accounts for business Instagram, or when I handled the accounts for businesses, I would always post between 9 and 10 because all those big brand companies like H&M, it was a clothing store, are posting right at 10. So you want to get in their feed because they do it will. So my Instagram is chronological because I'm on it so much.
Wow,
So it's just-
Lauren.
I know.
Someone has a
It's
problem.
a problem. And like a lot of the people, you know, especially the younger generations that clothing store was targeting to are going to be on their Instagrams a lot. So it really just depends. But generally I would say if you're not going to like really think about who's following you, then I would post 9 to 10 or around 3 is probably your best bet.
Because then you're still in this 5 to 6 hour window
Right.
of some other time periods too that are critical.
Yeah. So you get the morning and if especially
Late at night.
It's
Or not
funny.
late
I will.
at
8 o'clock.
It's
It
it's
is.
tricky. It totally is tricky because like for Kelly Russell, she's a mom. Most of her people are parents in her sphere. Okay, so I posted at 10 o'clock and she got more interaction than when I posted at 9 o'clock in the morning. So it honestly depends who's in your sphere. My thing is try it. You're going to be posting hopefully a couple times a week, a few times a week. Try it. See what gets the most interaction. Lori, you have a question?
I get the most before 8 o'clock.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you have kids that are in school, so carpool, who goes on their phone while they're waiting in carpool? So
Try to get it in before 8 o'clock.
before 8 o'clock, yep.
Right.
And then Christine,
And
did you have a question?
Yeah, do you get any points for consistently posting at the same time? Does that affect anything?
So consistent posting at the same time of day. Do you get any points for that?
I would say not really. It doesn't consistency. What I mean with that, like just
Only for
Yeah.
followers.
right. I
Correct.
mean, it's not going to. The only thing it's going to affect is the people following you is just when they're on their phone. So that's the most important thing that you, like if you are really trying to gain that interaction in comments and likes and everything, just look at who you're following and think like if you're a mom, generally you're probably going to be following more moms. So when you're on your phone, other people you're following might be on their phones as well. And trial and error is a great great way to do
Also,
it too.
it's free advertising. It's not like you're
Right.
wasting money by posting and figuring out what works best for your account. Hold on, before we get to, I've got questions on the chat, but also I just want to get through this and then we'll circle back for questions because some of these in chat do apply to things we're going to talk about in a minute. Okay, so consistency, we want to make sure we're posting. I would recommend at least twice a week. If you are more savvy, I would say 3 times a week. And we're going to get into types of posts as well in a second, which address some of the chat questions. So following, be strategic, pick influential people. And if you need to know who an influential person is, who do you always call when you need someone's opinion? Okay. Or who is it that when they talk in the room, everyone looks at them? Those are influential people. Those are the people that you want to look at on Instagram and follow the people that follow them. Okay. Usage, time spent on the app. Again, you guys are busy people. Time block this out. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at lunch, 10 minutes in the evening, or whatever works for you. If when I say time block, you're like, what does that mean? We have bigger problems. We got to time block people. Time block. Okay, so those categories aside, I want to get into types of posts because we've got a question about special tips for video. We definitely have some good tips for video. And then also, how can I delete something I saved that I might want to remove? That you should just hover over and then
Yeah, you can just
be able,
click it. So when you
unclick it.
click it, it'll fill in white, or if you're,
should I
it
illustrate?
depends. Yes, it'll fill in, and then once you unclick it, it'll just be the outline again. So takes it out.
Unclick. Yep. Okay, so before we move on to types of posts, anything pertaining to this we still have questions about?
Any algorithm
Questions. Now this is still relating to the algorithm because certain types of
Yes.
posts do better, but Lori?
So when somebody likes your page, like somebody likes my page, or if I like somebody's page, and every single one of my people are friends with that person, they see that I like their page.
They can see who you follow or who you liked or what was liked, but I would say they have to go digging for it. It's not super obvious.
Well, so like,
I feel like similar friends that I have, and they like it, I find that they like it too.
Oh,
yeah.
like it'll single
Like
them
in the-
out as far
yeah.
as who
Right.
likes it. Got you.
right, like you'll get that on Facebook a lot. It'll be like, you're like, my mom liked this page, and then it'll be like, oh, that's cool, or not. So it will say that sometimes, and then it will show other people that you're following it as well. And if you're following a person, like in the mutual, even Instagram business will do this. It'll say like, you have this many mutual followers. And so then you can actually click that and go in and see exactly who you have that are the same followers. Same with Facebook too.
Okay. Moving on to types of posts. So Reels, Stories, and IGTV.
And of course the generic.
And the generic
Just
posts.
posts.
So obviously you guys, I'm hoping like posting a picture. Okay. So these things are going to play into those algorithms. Okay. Reels, so the reason why Instagram created Reels, does anyone know? TikTok. Yes.
Nope.
They are trying to squash the TikTok. Squash it. So Reels are TikToks. They're basically short videos to music. So they can do video clips that are all put together to music. It can be funny dances that people do on TikTok. So it's essentially what it comes down to. It's a 30-second video or combination of little videos set to music. Okay. So Reels, they are trying to squash TikTok. So when you post a reel, they're going to make sure they don't care if people are following you. If it's anything at all relating to certain interests, they're going to put it in people's feeds.
They're going to take all of this.
They're going to take all this.
And they're just going to push it in everyone's face.
Yes.
So Reels are doing really, really well right now. Even if like we have
Didn't even mean to do that pun, did you? Really well?
really well. We have like
Okay.
150 followers, and we're getting like 1,500 views.
Yes.
And views it has to be over 3 seconds. 3 seconds or
They watch it
over
for 3
is
seconds.
like how long they have to be on the video. So if you want to make yourself look good with the views, just make that 3 seconds really, really good.
Yeah, the first 3 seconds. Yes.
Yes.
So I'll give you an example. So the template we're going to send you guys today is actually a template for a reel. So rather than, because you can create one in the actual Instagram app, like take videos and do the whole music thing. In my opinion, it's still cumbersome for people that are not very technologically savvy. If we have trouble with it and have it not save and stuff, then I feel like you guys are gonna have that same problem. So to me, the easiest way, you guys, a lot of you, I try to get on Canva because Canva is the best. We have a Canva template where all you're doing, so it's a listing reel. So when you get a listing, we have it set up to where you just drop in your photos, the information about the listing, and it downloads as a video. So all you have to do is go into the reel section and upload that video. If you want to tag people, you want to do some hashtags, captioning things, great. But otherwise, the video is going to be the simple part for you. So reels, I want to use an example too. The Drabelbas team, they had within 30 minutes, 1,500 views of their new listing. Imagine walking into a listing appointment saying, I can guarantee you that today, 1,500 people will see your listing.
Yep.
Well, they don't need to know that. But yeah, because of a reel. But they don't need to know it's on social media. I'm saying the exposure, if we're talking exposure to that many people in 30 minutes, crazy to not do it, okay? So, and we can show you guys an example of a
And
reel.
like, and not even just a listing one, like I threw up one for Thrives a couple weeks ago.
Let's look up
It was
Drabelbas.
literally just Megan dancing to Dancing Queens.
Okay, that's really embarrassing.
And it got like 2,000
We'll play it later.
views. So it's just like, it doesn't even have to be.
No, the shuffle dance. If anyone has a young person that can
We
teach us
should
how to do
try
that, I do. I almost sprained my ankle in these shoes trying to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so these right here on the screen are reels. Okay, so these are 30 seconds or under videos. I'm not sure what that one is. I think they just posted that one. We did these two. Okay, so if I let me see if it'll play. It is not going to have music, I don't think. Let me see.
It's so loud.
Sorry, it's really loud. I'll try to turn it down. Nope. Okay, we won't have it play again. So when you're actually on your phone, yeah, it's at the bottom. It has a little play button. So if you look at this little symbol right here, it's hard to see on here. It's a little play button, like one of those things. What are those things? Yes, action. Yeah.
But another thing with Reels is you can, when you're going to post it, it'll ask you if you want it to post to your feed. So when you go to all of their posts, it'll show up.
It's far down here, but
Okay. It'll show up on there too. So you get both places.
I can't
Okay.
really speak to the user friendliness of
Yes.
TikTok.
TikTok is a little bit easier, but if you're going to post it to Instagram, I would not do that because Instagram does pay attention to the watermark of TikTok.
Because they're trying to squash TikTok.
Right. So people will try and get rid of it, or I would just suggest, if you're going to learn it through Instagram. TikTok is easier. Instagram is not really that hard. You take the videos. It'll show you at the top how much time you have left if you want to add more videos, and then you just preview it, and then you can edit it from there.
And let me repeat too. So this template, we're actually sending you the one that you just showed, or that we just showed you guys. So I will send that to you after the class. My suggestion, knowing most of you and having trained you guys in a lot of the technology previously, please use Canva to create these until you get used to the actual program. It comes with the music. All you have to do is plug in the pictures. Also, if you really are struggling, so we offer social media management plans, but then too, if you just want to do a reel for your listing and you want it to look nice, we will do that for you as well. So we charge $35 to do that. So if that's easier and we post it, we tag all the things, we do all the captions and things, we can do that for you. But really with this one, all you have to do is go in Canva, you throw in the pictures, edit the text, download. It even has the music, everything. You can change the colors.
That you're sending us
Yes.
for a listing. What if you want to do just a plain, what would you look for on Canva?
So if you're doing a reel, other than a listing. So let's talk about some ideas. What are some ways you guys can do reels other than funny dance videos? Because that's probably not going to go well. I'll show you mine.
Obviously
but-
it did.
well, I guess. So yes.
A good one that Angela Stringfellow did
Yes.
herself was really good. She just did like 4 different videos. Like you just hold it down, like she videoed the dock and then some of the yard.
And that could be a preview. It doesn't have to be
Right.
your listing. You
Yeah.
could also do a featured listing, even if it's not your listing. You could do an open house announcement if you're hosting an open house. Do a little video of the sign, do a little video of the house, your little champagne and goodies or something, and then post that. Yes.
Does it have to be recorded in reel or can it be?
Nope, you
recorded
can-
So does it have to be recorded in reel or previously recorded? So I'm just repeating it. So yeah, you can.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It does not have to be recorded. So when you open your reel, like you're going to create a reel, you'll just see this like little box in the left-hand corner and it'll show your pictures. So you can throw pictures up there. It'll show your videos. Yep. And then you can just upload it. And then if it's less than 30 seconds, you can then add more if you would like. So
Where do you get the templates? You have this template, but you get like different templates.
So we, this is kind of answering your question. So where do you get templates? So the template that we're sending you obviously is coming from us. It'll be in Canva. Canva has Instagram story templates. If the story is under 30 seconds, you can use it as a reel.
It already has them.
It already has story templates. Not necessarily specific to real estate, but if you guys can get creative. Or another option, I don't know if you guys knew this, every week Thrive offers a free template of some kind from Canva on our website. So all you have to do is go to our website and it'll actually pop up once you're on here for about 2 seconds. Or there's a free template button right here. So if you click on free template, it takes you directly to that week's template. So this week we did a postcard. Get it before it's gone, people. Get it before it's gone. So we've done 2 real ones. Postcard, we do a bunch of different ones. So that's another way
we
of
did a
getting
story,
templates. We
like
did
an
a story.
Instagram story.
But yeah, Instagram stories can be reels if they're under 30-second videos.
So what is it listed under Canva?
Instagram stories. Yeah. So Anna, did you have a question?
I see.
Do I think paying for Canva Pro is worth it? Yes. All of you people. Canva Pro, you can resize for free. So if you mess up the sizing, I've used that a million times. You get extra stock photos, audio. They now have videos. Yeah. Yep. All the templates
Yep.
pretty much now have some element that wants to get you to pay. Most of them you can get around it by just deleting it, but 100%, like it is worth every penny. I use it, all the time. Lori, do you have a question? You can just buy one at a time. So those will be like $2 a piece or whatever. But then funny thing is if you lose it in your computer and you have to re-download it, that's another $2 unless you pay for multiple downloads, which is like $10. I've done that before too. Sad. You can do either the subscription or pay per time. I suggest the subscription. The subscription I think is $20 a month unless you pay for the whole year. So it's basically Spotify. So highly suggest.
No, mine's free. I haven't paid for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is cheaper to pay for the year.
Let me just check in. Do we have any chat going on? Nope. Okay.
Like as opposed to TikTok, like anybody can see your video.
Yes.
Instagram Reels and only your followers can see it.
No.
It'll show up on the Explore page as well, which they have their own thing for that.
So guys, this was a good question. Also, I want to repeat it for the people in Zoom world. So the question was, do only your followers, like on TikTok, see your videos or the reels, that you're posting? On Instagram, you do not have to follow someone for it to show you that reel. It usually is based on interest from what I've noticed. So I get a billion shuffle dance reels
All of mine
throwing
is
it in my
cooking,
face that I can't do it.
So
Yeah, and hers are
it's just
cooking.
food.
So it's more based on interest, it seems.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a real button.
There is a reel button, yes,
Yes.
where you just
Down
start
at the
looking at
bottom.
reels.
Oh,
Yep.
in Canva, there's a real button?
No,
in
in Instagram,
Instagram.
there's a reel
Oh,
button.
I saw that just now. Yeah.
And so what your templates have music already in them?
Yes, our
Mm-hmm.
templates that we send you already have music attached. If you don't have premium Canva, it might charge you. I can't guarantee that they're all going to be, because it doesn't even tell me anymore because I have the paid version. Okay, so reels. We could go on and do a whole class about reels. Yeah,
Yes.
maybe. Which at the end of class, I will show you my embarrassing reel.
It's adorable.
No. So then I do want to talk about though stories and Instagram TV. So IGTV, you'll notice when you upload a video, if it's over 30 seconds or a minute.
It's over a minute.
If it's over a minute, it requires you to do IGTV. So it's basically just any video over a minute. So our Red Day video I just posted this morning. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. It's awesome.
Adorable.
So that one was a minute and a half. It then makes me put it as IGTV. That then offers, once you post something on IGTV and you do your first reel, when someone goes on your profile, you have posts, reels, IGTV, and tagged. So it's adding columns to your profile. It is rounding out your profile, adding content that is going to help you with algorithms. So does IGTV do better than a video? It's not really that big of a difference. However, it's still good every once in a while to do those IG, so that way you have that column on your profile.
Do they pop up in the Reels section?
IGTV does not pop up in Reels. It's its own section.
Mhm.
So if you start going down a trail of IGTV, that's also possible. So another rabbit hole to go down.
But stories and reels are both 30 seconds.
Stories do not have to be 30 seconds. So stories, so those are the circles at the top that when you post something to your story, it's only on there for 24 hours. Now, stories are very important because right now, that's the first thing at the top that people are most likely going to click on. So stories are very important to be posting. I suggest doing them as much as possible. That could be the quick things that you don't really want a whole post about. Like maybe you do take a picture of your food and you're like, okay, I'm not making this an actual post. I'm just going to post it on the story, tag the restaurant, and it'll disappear in 24 hours. So that would be an example of one. Or say you're at a listing and you're doing a preview. You can do a little highlight. You can post the same video that you posted for a reel. You can wait a couple days, post that as a story, and then later, if you want it to be there for more than 24 hours, we're getting like real deep into this.
Yeah.
Okay. You can then save it as what's called a highlight. So if you look on the screen, so you see 2021 listings. So what they do is they post all their listings to their story because then they can save them in a highlight reel. Or I shouldn't say reel,
I was
a
gonna say,
highlight story
getting confused.
on
Confused.
their page. So that way, let's just say someone is looking at their page, checking them out, seeing if they want to work with them. And they're like, oh, 2021 listings, let me take a look. And they had 35 listings like in the past 2 months. Let's just say
And
something
those
crazy.
stay up there forever. You can once someone's going to your profile and open that, they can open that and open that. And they can watch all of them as many times. So it stays up there forever until you take it down.
Yep.
And when you go to add highlights, Instagram saves all of your stories that you've ever made. So you can just go in and click the ones that are your listings or click the ones that are your favorite restaurants or whatever. Another really, 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 really important thing about stories is it's a great way to build your interaction. I do this a lot with the Feedors account that we do. I did one yesterday, I think,
Just
and they
send
got
it
so
there.
much interaction with it.
And it was Starbucks versus Dunkin'.
It was Starbucks versus Dunkin's, and I just threw it up. I threw up their post or the post that I did for them as their story, which you can do, and then I
think that was
put and you can add. I think they're in like the GIFs category. You can add like ask me a question and then make it a specific question, like what's your favorite restaurant? Or for them, I did this or that, Dunkin' or Starbucks.
People love
And
voting and
people-
sharing
yes,
their opinion.
and then you vote, and other people, once you vote, you get to see what other people voted. So it'd be like 46% said Dunkin', 50, whatever said.
So here's a funny example. Maybe don't do this because I learned the hard way from this. Lauren's telling me that the side part is out, which Savannah, you have the middle part. So there you go.
See?
Okay, so
I have a little part because I used to do the side part and
Oh.
sweep my bangs.
Okay, whatever. Side part apparently is out and I feel old. But anyway, so I did the middle part and I posted
And
on my
she looked
story and said, keep it or go back to my.
It was like 99% keep, so.
But then the ones that said to go, to go back to the other one, I was like, wow, that's embarrassing. So anyway, be careful when you post those types of things. But crazy enough, like you really do get so much interaction from people sharing and getting to contribute to something and vote on their opinion.
And you don't have to do anything serious. I've never, like, you just do fun stuff.
Yeah.
Just like getting that interaction, it really, really does help. And you will see that. And you can look, once you have an Instagram business, you can see your analytics. It'll break it down and very simply for you, saying, this is how many followers you gained. You're up 5-6% this week or this month. So it is important to look at those too, just to see how you're doing and all that kind of stuff.
Do you have a question? Hashtags, are they still a thing? Yes, they are. Do you want to talk about it?
Sure. I mean, I can. Hashtags are a great resource to get your post seen by people who normally wouldn't see it. Because you can follow hashtags. I follow so many. But so like everyone who follows that hashtag will see that in their feed or in their explore page. You can go to your explore page and look based on hashtags that you follow, that you like, that are similar to the ones you follow, all that kind of stuff. But the problem with hashtagging, if you use the same hashtags every single time, Instagram's going to think you're a bot, even if you're like, especially if your content is not clear or pretty or concise.
The photo quality actually does
Photo is
matter.
important.
So if you have kind of a blurry photo and you're like, oh, it's all right, I'm just going to post it. Try to check it before you leave the listing.
Right.
For sure.
But don't over hashtag. I would say a healthy amount is like 5 to 10, and 10 is pushing it.
Yeah, well,
definitely no more than like 15.
And one comment about hashtags, because like she's saying, you can search for hashtags, right? And it's all about interests. So what did we talk about with interests? Should you hashtag real estate? If you want other realtors to see it. But what would be hashtags that potential customers would want? Well, they're not going to follow buyers or sellers.
Right. They're going to follow like beach. Right.
Puppies. Yes, thank you. Or they're gonna.
So just on anything for hashtag.
No, don't do that. It has to be relevant to the. Yes, hashtag waterfront maybe, or hashtag
definitely.
Jacksonville. People in Jacksonville want to know things happening in Jacksonville.
Or people who are looking to move, like I did when I moved 2 months ago. I was like, oh, I got to see all the fun stuff that's happening in Jacksonville. So I literally was scrolling through the Jacksonville tags.
Yes, Jacksonville Beach, Ponte Vedra Beach, Atlantic Beach, Neptune Beach. Those are great. Location is great. If you're at a new restaurant or if you're at, some cool event, hashtag. So say you're at the local listening to Be Easy, because that's one of my favorite things to do. Okay, so tag the local. Okay, that's the restaurant as a location and hashtag it because people might be interested in it. And then the band Be Easy, they also have an account. Tag Be Easy. They all will probably share it as long as you're being positive. And hashtag band Be Easy. Do you have a question?
What about like on like photo tags, like tagging things like you guys get asked about like stuff to do 904? Or,
yes.
Like I check those, but I don't know.
No, for sure. So tagging is huge. And there's lots of local accounts that talk about things to do in Jacksonville. Stuff to do in Jacksonville's one, 904 happy hour. There's a lot of great accounts that you can be tagging for those types of things. Also too, one strategy, like we were talking about, like if you do a post where you talk about that you hopefully want people to save, right? Of 3 new restaurants coming to Jacksonville, tag those restaurants. They probably already have accounts because they're trying to get people interested before actually opening the business. Okay. Laura, do you have a question? Great question. So tagging, yes. So in the caption, you can mention them by doing @ and their account, but tagging them in the photo, you actually, when you're posting the photo, it'll have a tag button. So you want them tagged in the photo because then it appears in that section of their account. Some people think tagging means to mention them in the caption. That is not tagging. Does that make sense? So tagging is going to be when you're actually posting the photo, you're going to click on tag people and then add your accounts. That way it's in the photo, so it shows up on their profile versus mentioning it in the caption. Okay, we are running out of time. We did not go through everything I wanted to get through today, which is totally fine. So part 2 happening soon. Stay tuned. We'll have Bloody Marys instead of mimosas. Yeah. Okay, but real quick, just in closing, again, thank you guys for coming. If you did not write your email address on the paper that was passed around to check in, please do that so I can send you your template. Check out our website for the weekly free templates. They are either digital or print, and they're very helpful. All Canva ones. Also, we left with you guys a handout, which those of you in Zoom world, I can email this to you guys. There is a, okay, awesome. Okay, so I can send you guys this via email. It is a handout of when you get a listing, how do you publicize that on social media? So obviously we talked about you should be posting more content than just real estate, but it is important to do your listings, right? Because it makes your customer feel good, also shows you're busy, helps you build credibility. So on there, it's a detailed list of step-by-step, even like wait 3 days, do this, wait 5 days, do this. If you guys have questions, please reach out. Also, just keep in mind, I get that this is super overwhelming. I don't expect you guys to retain everything we went over. If you guys would prefer to pass it to somebody else, that is what we do. So if you guys are like, okay, I can't do this, we have custom plans that start at $100 a month, going, up from there based on how many posts, are we doing stories, are we doing reels, all those fun things. So if you want someone to manage it for you.
Did you make a brochure with your services?
Yes. So we have a brochure in the workroom and also at the front desk. We also have a website with all of our pricing. So it's thrivebrandingco.com. Also, everyone get out your phones, go to the Instagrams.
Are we gonna like your Instagram?
You're going to like it and you're going to save that reel that is really embarrassing. But I will let you go look at it.
Oh, the one with your part? I saw that.
No, not my part. No. Okay, so go to Rise to Thrive. So it's Rise _2_Thrive.
Where do I do that? Search?
Underscore?
Yeah.
Rise. Say that again. Rise.
Rise to Thrive. It's up on the screen if you need it.
I got it.
Everyone go to the Reels section.
How do I get that?
It's the little play button.
Wait.
Like the director's thing.
No, not that one. So on my profile, it's that one right there at the top.
That one. Okay, okay, with the arrow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So embarrassing. So you're gonna go to the fourth one, Working Queens is what it says on there. Save it.
Which one?
Oh, this one.
Rise to Thrive. Oh, you don't have internet connection.
Why am I not getting it?
Well, Abba.
Because there's too many people on here.
Megan, this doesn't have the
It's okay.
bookmark.
You can just like it.
Where's the bookmark?
So just like it?
Let me see. Hold on.
Just the heart.
Okay, so the 3 dots and then save. 3 dots and save. I already did yours.
Why are we saving it?
Because you wanted to watch it. Also,
You get more views.
Oh, and that one's an easy one to do as well. Okay, but just to wrap up, guys, because I feel like Zoom people are getting a little stir crazy probably. Please follow me on Instagram, like our Facebook page, visit our website. If you need anything, we've got brochures in the workroom at the front desk. I'm very accessible, so just call me, email me, text me. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming. Drink the rest of those mimosas, please. All right. Thanks, Zoom.
I kind of want to take you home with me.